Cheers everyone, welcome to an episode of Grandma's Handbag. Or is it? Actually it really is. But can I just say this? This episode is purely and utterly devoted to this That's right, it's the VBLT episode, the Vinyl Boy Love Trigger. Actually that sounds really weird and I'm going to drink this beer. Vinyl Boy Trigger, just come back a couple of days ago. We had a absolute fantastic in the flesh outing of the vinyl community, and look, if you haven't already seen it, I implore you, absolutely implore you to go out, check out his video. I'm going to have a link down below. Absolutely fun. Complete tour de force in editing and what it looks like around digging around Sydney. Absolutely great video. You know, it puts this version to shame. So I really want to say, go and check out Vinyl Boy Trigger's video. This is all devoted to you, Ross. Thank you so much for hooking up. That's even weirder. Organising a great day. So yeah, I want to get into this in just a moment. First things first, we do have Grandma's little helper, which has definitely helped me through the oddness just at the moment. And what we got is the Colonial Brewing Co. IPA in the beautiful Aussie themed yellow and green, which is a sort of national sporting colours can. So there you go. I wish I'd have had one of these for you, Vinyl Boy. But interesting, heavy duty, 6.5%, lots of hops, lots of bitterness, and a bit of tropical notes going on in there as well. Anyway, so yeah, meeting strangers on the internet, strangely recommended. Well, recommended if they're as nice and as just down to earth and awesome as Vinyl Boy Trigger is. And I know that's it's all going to sound a bit full on, but believe me, what a great day. It's just something that Ross said on the day. He says, you know, better not tell the wife or kids that I've been meeting strangers off the internet. And it made me laugh, you know, because I suppose when you start out this whole vinyl community lark and getting your videos out there, the community, this nebulous idea out you know, intangibly on the web, we're talking and commenting with each other and that, and then it becomes flesh. So it's a really lovely thing, and I think Vinyl Boy even pointed out, you know, as we were walking and talking and in the record stores and just trading off ideas and records and suggestions, we kind of reference all of your videos out there, you know, so and so said this. Oh, I remember that episode with the person there. So the community aspect really did come home, both in microcosm, you know, just us two meeting up, and completely as well in almost feeling like, yeah, as Ross said, that they're all here with us and contributing. So yeah, a very surprising and wonderfully so aspect to it. So I mean, what else can I say? Look, Ross, Vinyl Boy Trigger, he really is as nice, if not nicer, I don't know if that's possible, in real life as he is on his videos. Just a straight up legend, great guy, had an absolute blast. He's the kind of guy that, you know, look, if I had turned my back for 2 minutes and taken my attention away from him, He would have made more friends at the pub, you know. Just that sort of easygoing, genuine guy. Always up for a laugh, good bit of mischief in there as well. And look, you know, the kind of guy, no one would ever refuse him, you know, filming or taking photos in a video. So how could you? How could you with a face like that? You know, it's just all cheeky and cherubic, and he's able to, you know, just ask a store manager and boom, away you go. He's got some footage before you know it. Now, I was a bit too shy to do that, so that's why I really say you do need to check out Vinyl Boy Trigger's episode, so you can have a look at the shops and what it is for a Sydney dig, you know. Yeah, what else can I say? Look, the other thing I really loved about Vinyl Boy is he kind of showed me or made me rediscover the art of the dig. And by that I mean like getting elbows deep, calluses on your fingers, just down and dirty on there, you know. There was one store, Revolve Records, there where you know, I was sort of taken aback by the sheer mass of records around in crates and things like that, and he's disappeared off around the corner, only to come back and go, yeah, looks like there's none around, so I have to get you a crate, Dean, a milk crate, so you can sit on it in the nicest possible way and get digging. And that's what he does. He gets down there in amongst it, down and dirty, diving for treasure, looking for the goodies, and believe you me, he finds them. And he helped me pick up a few as well. So we're going to get into that in a moment, but first there's the issue of the VBLT. I've tried to keep this blind, so I don't even know what I'm going in for here. Ross again, bloody legend. Wasn't expecting any VCLT at all, but it's all in this goodie package right here, so let's crank into it straight away. I'm feeling some CDs in here, so I'm going to pull them out. First one off. Oh, Chris Isaak, Forever Blue. Excellent. Do you know what? I don't have this Vinyl Boy. Obviously, we know Baby Did a Bad Thing. Somebody's crying. Years since I've heard this, but if I remember, the production and the sounds on this are just pristine, beautiful stuff. Thank you so much. Alright. Pearl Jam and Yield. Alright, this has been, do you know what? I don't have a single Pearl Jam album in my collection, and I'm interested to go and check this out. It's been a long time. I think this is from '98. My friends used to have it, but I've never heard it. So I'm looking forward to that. And the last one on the CD, I think it's the last one, Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire. So this is a classic, 95, is it? Anyway, Bulls on Parade. Yeah, definitely know that one. Don't know a lot of the other ones, but anyway, again, haven't heard, I think I've only heard their debut, so looking forward to that as well. Alright, I'm digging in here. Tell you what, this is completely unexpected and just utterly generous, so I can't believe it. You know, incredible stuff. Alright. ZZ Top. Sleeping Bag. Back with Party on the Radio. Again, nothing I've heard, and that is going to be a great one to crank. Thank you so much, Vinyl Boy. Wow, okay. So we have You Might Think, backed with Heartbeat City by the Cars. Now, definitely heard Heartbeat City. I think that was either an album title or something well known of theirs. But yeah, You Might Think. I might think I'm onto a winner there. Thank you so much. Alright, and we got some records in here now. The first one out. Oh, no way. Alright, John Williamson, Mallee Boy. Oh, look, stickers galore. Album of the year. Winner, the best Australian country record. Do you know what? As a kid, 10, 11, 12 years old, I used to love this guy, John Williamson. Just a, you know, a bush poet, almost, as we call him here. Our country music is very different to US country music. This is probably closer to folk poetry, you know, bush or country poetry. So yeah, Mallee Boy's a lovely one. Raining on the Rock, Galleries of Pink Galahs. They're all very Australian iconography heavy. The rock being Ayers Rock, Uluru as it's now known. Cootamundra Waddle, Diamantina Drover. So Cracker Night was a great song about fireworks and Guy Fawkes, that sort of thing. And True Blue as well, which is just an absolute, almost a sing-along icon you find nowadays. Vinyl Boy, you have absolutely outdone yourself. Thank you so much for that. Alright, wow, okay. A musical autobiography of Louis Armstrong, Satchmo. Festival Records, High Fidelity. This is some original, probably late 1950s recordings. Ah, beautiful. Festival's a big or iconic Australian label. They were big on also licensing international records, so that's where this comes from. There's one of the old early Festival logos there. So yeah, Satchmo, fantastic. Vinyl Boy, fantastic. Alright, oh wow, okay. Now people need this in their collection, don't they? And it's certainly one I haven't got. Again, so Vinyl Boy, thank you so much. There's songs on here that I'm probably not even going to know that I know, if that makes sense. So, look, there's just too much goodness. Too much goodness. Now we're into the rest of the dig and the rest of the bag, Vinyl Boy. But first things first, far too generous, mister. I can't thank you enough. Just spending the day digging was pleasure enough. It really was. Thank you again. And it was also great to watch a video just to see exactly what finds you did end up taking home. I didn't catch all of them, so that was quite interesting. Okay, how will I do this? I'll do this with the same stores, in the same order that we visited the stores, the running order of the day. Okay, so he might have mentioned I picked up a Kraftwerk record, and there it is. Kraftwerk Trans Europa Express. So this I was very happy to pick up because it's I'm going to guess an 80s press of Kraftwerk's Trans Europe Express, but it's all in German. So absolutely stoked to get a German copy of this. I've got the English copies on CD of most of their albums, but I've always been holding out for a German press on their vinyl records whenever possible. And that has set me well on the way. So very happy to find that one. Now here's another one from Vinyl Boy's suggestion. And I think he had this one or saw someone. I'm pretty sure he's got it. And just recommended it. Chet Atkins, Floyd Kramer, and Boots. I forget who Boots is. Boots Randolph, there you go. So yeah, this promises to be some pretty good playing on there. And for $5, how can you not have a go at that? Looks great. Okay, got some 7 inches. Now there's a local version of The Moves, Flowers in the Rain. Classics, 60s psych pop. Always been a fan of that song. Yeah, love it. Great stuff. The next one is Too Fast for You, backed with Sisters by The Church. So, Aussie band, 1981. Great. I would even put it as almost as a double A-side single. The B-side Sisters is a fantastic dreamy kind of 12-string Rickenbacker song that sort of chimes away. Too Fast For You's a great little single as well. And lastly, an interesting curio, but one that I'll come back to a little more soon. Blush by the Hummingbirds, and with a remix on the back. And you can see the Rolling Stone there. So this was a freebie, I'm pretty sure, given away with Rolling Stone when the song was released. Hummingbirds are an Australian band, late 80s, early 90s. We're talking power pop, we're talking Mitch Easter produced. So I want to say a lot more about this in future. Stay tuned for that. Okay, second store, Repressed Records. Fantastic store, really enjoyed that. This one, another Aussie band from 2013 from memory, called Scott and Charlene's Wedding. Now there's a reference in there for any Aussies or Brits from the 80s that were obsessed with Neighbours, a TV show at all. Scott and Charlene's Wedding. There you go, it even made it into a band name. This album's called Any Port in a Storm. Picked this up second hand. Haven't heard it for a while, but I used to enjoy this when it came out. What could you say? Autobiographical, indie rock, like a lot of strutting, sort of Velvet Underground, storytelling from the street stuff on there. Great stuff. Alright, and now we get to, I think I've got the bag there, Revolve Records, last of all. And this is where the art of the dig was truly learnt and paid off. First one, another Vinyl Boy recommendation, Tim Finn Escapade. So this is, I think, 85. We know Tim Finn from Split Enz, of course, and the older brother of Neil Finn, who left to form Crowded House. I think he might have even been in the first iteration of Crowded House. Anyway, solo album from 85, Fraction Too Much Friction was probably the big single I remember then, but apparently this was a pretty big album at the time. So on your recommendation, Vinyl Boy, there it is. Next one. I think these next 5 or 6, yeah, I've got them separated there. These next 6 were for $10. So Ross really had me sold when he said, you know, $1.60 each, whatever, $1.70 each, man. Go for it. They're so cheap. So here we go. First one off. The Outlaws. Waylon, Willie, Jesse Coulter and Tom Paul Glazer. 76 RCA. Looking forward to listening. I haven't heard this before, but look, for $1.60. Very interested to check it out. Alright, the next one, Venetians. Amazing World. Alright, the Venetians, I remember they had one song in the 80s locally called Bitter Tears that made the lower reaches of the charts as a single. Produced by Mark Opitz, who was producing In Excess and other bands like that around the day. It sort of looks like it's signed here on the back. I can't be 100 on the front. Sorry, can't be 100% certain. But anyway, had to have a listen or had to pick this up. It could be interesting. It could be woeful. I think it would be an interesting listen. And I should say too, the drummer on here later became the drummer, or is the current drummer now for The Church, Tim Powell. So yeah, interesting. As is the next one, Pure Stone. This was a complete blind buy. I still don't know a thing about this. I think I was just struck by the cover. It's hard to see, but it's textured. And lastly, I love the label, Frog Records. So Pure Stone by Judy Stone. Clearly needs a clean, as you probably saw there. But again, look, we're talking $1.70 blind buy, 6 records for $10. And of that, we got 3 more to go. David Blue, Cupid's Arrow. Really have only heard David Blue's name around before because he was on, from memory, Electra. Or it may be Asylum. But anyway, this is still in the shrink. Don't know what to think of it. If anyone knows or is a fan of David Blue, let me know. There's that classic Asylum Records label right there. David Blue, Cupid's Arrow. Very interesting indeed. Okay. This one here, I have to say, I've become a bit of a label nerd. Is that the right word of late? Anyway, look. I got this primarily for that beautiful None Such Records label from the 60s. Just absolutely iconic, classic stuff. Record looks in beautiful condition. Johannes Tinctoris. So we're talking straight classical music here, and 15th or 16th century classical stuff. Love the artwork. The condition on these None Such Records releases. Beautiful, heavy cardboard sleeves. Lovely, lovely stuff. And lastly, just because I think I've even heard someone speak positively of this, and I can't think who now. And I've always walked around it because I've seen it everywhere so often. Strange enough, it's become a little scarcer. So I took the chance to pick it up for $1.50 or whatever it was. Boz Scaggs, Silk Degrees. Again, another record I've never heard, but has to be given a go just to see exactly why it sold so many copies at the time. If anyone's a fan, let me know of that one as well. Alright, the last one, the very last one actually. And here it is. Picked up a pretty decent looking copy of Dylan's Nashville Skyline. Haven't had a chance to check when this might have been pressed yet. Nice condition, but this is the only Dylan album from the 60s that I have never owned until now. Purely for the simple fact that I've never liked his voice on it. This is a one thing where Dylan's sweet, country, honeyed voice has just sounded so at odds with me. But look, it's time I give it another go. Because the songwriting can't be all bad. To Be Alone With You, I threw it all away. Version of Girl from the North Country. Of course, you got Lay Lady Lay, Country Pie. Tonight I'll Be Staying Here With You. I mean, it's great songwriting. There's going to be good players on there. I just have to learn to love that voice, don't I? Well, look, it can happen because, well, I won't say you've learnt to love my voice, but I suppose enough people have learnt to tolerate it. And you got to be grateful for that. I certainly am. I'm really, really grateful. Anyway, I'm rabbiting way too long. Need that for some lubrication, but cheers, VC. Cheers to you, Vinyl Boy. Thank you so much for checking in. Thanks for all the new subscribers. I'm just at a loss, really. Really at a loss. So thank you again. And what else can I say? But the vinyl community is alive and well. Thank you again, everyone. And have a good night. Cheers.